What's up? It's Daniel. This is episode 3 from my road to Ironman UK 2025. Roll the montage. Let's get stuck in.
Do your feet touch the wardrobe?
If you haven't seen episode 1 and 2, it's pretty much just the same as this, to be honest. Me getting sweaty, swimming, biking and running as much as I can in a desperate attempt to get in as good enough shape to get round Ironman UK. Now, if you're training for the event, I hope your training is going well. Please do let me know how it's going in the comments down below. Please also remember, this is my training. If you're doing more or less than me or feeling better or worse, it doesn't matter. You can only do what you can do. So you join me at the beginning of week 3 of a 5-week block. So I'm halfway. This week will take me past the halfway point. So I feel like mentally, if I can crack this week out and feel good about it, we're on the home run then. I've had 2 weeks of really good training, to be honest. I was hoping to document some roller coaster moments in this series. Haven't really had any downs yet, so maybe they're to come this week. We've got a few things to contend with. A heat wave, rain later in the week. I've got work and life and all the other stuff that we face as group athletes, but right now, kicking the week off with a steady 40-45 minute run. Absolutely sweating, but it's a good start to the week. Let's get stuck in. So the last couple of weeks, I've used Monday to almost like get my head in the game and start the week off as I mean to go on and get a really good day's training in. And that has set me up for the week ahead. I just now need to adapt how I act because that's not been the case today. I've got a run in at lunchtime, brilliant. But tonight I've just done an hour on the turbo. That's fine, that's plenty of training still, particularly taking into account what I've done the last couple of weeks. But it's not putting me in that same mental state where I'm like, yes, you're doing an amazing job. Now, I couldn't have done any more tonight. I'm inside, not because the weather's bad, because the weather is too good. It's about 33, 34 degrees Celsius outside. I've employed the use of a mobile aircon unit and of course my fan. And it's got it down to just under 25 degrees Celsius, which is a fair few degrees cooler than outside, but it's just, I'm suffering. So getting an hour done just zone 2 that will do. It is enabling me now to as well to have some more time this evening to get on top of life, and I'm going to go for a swim later on tonight. So still a good day, but I just can't help but feel like I'm just not knocking it out of the park. I just need to not let that affect the rest of the week. But yeah, that's Monday so far. Okay, so it's Tuesday evening, just finished work, and I'm going to get on the turbo for a session. I'll come back to why in a little minute. But I feel like this week isn't anywhere near as good as last week. I know we're only 2 days in, but I'd normally be heading out on the road. However, it is forecast thunderstorms, so I am not. Oh, hello, Ronnie. Hello. So what I'm going to do is get a turbo session done. Now, I do have a session set to me by a coach, and I'm looking forward to it. I know it's going to hit the right zones and all that, blah, blah, blah. But I just feel quite stressed. And I know when I'm stressed because my body tells me so. And I know in life I don't really have anything serious to stress about, but I still get stressed. My hands get bad skin when I'm stressed. You can see that. My thumb splits. Just focus on my face. And it started doing it, and of course it's like summer now, so I shouldn't be doing any of this. So just one of those things I know that I need to perhaps just try and woosah and calm down a little bit. Watch this tea in a minute. What else have I been doing just before I've got on the bike? Obviously procrastinating, but I'm hoping to ride that bike at the Outlaw half this weekend. I haven't yet ridden it at all, so I do need to test it, but I've got a bit of tweaking to do now. So I've just been fiddling around on the front end because I've broke a shifter or two, and long story short, that's one of the things that's on my mind that I need to sort. So Liz just got home, so let's act like I'm busy. Anyway, enough whinging. The session's not going to do itself, so this is what it looks like. It is a sweet spot threshold mix. So the first block of 3 is 2 minutes at sweet spot, 1 minute threshold or just over threshold, 3 minutes recovery through 3 times, and then it's a block of 5 minutes at sweet spot, 2 minutes at threshold, and 1 minute recovery times 3. Nice big recovery block, and then the same thing again. So a decent workout. Again, it shouldn't be sort of the theme of my training at the minute. It shouldn't absolutely put me on the rails, but it is enough stimulus at threshold and sweet spot to be a good workout. So let's get stuck in. It is looking really stormy outside. It's not yet raining, and it'd just be my luck that I get off the bike and it's still going to be dry, but who's not to say it's wet out there somewhere. I'm not against riding in the rain. I just think given the option, I'd rather just train indoors and get a session done properly and not trash my bikes in the rain. But it is still red hot, of course, pre-storm. It's really hot, so I have got the aircon on the go again. So I'm just trying to stay cool and look after myself so that hopefully I can train again tomorrow is the plan. Let's get this started. this week was going to be tough, didn't I, at the beginning of this week? I think sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. I plant these seeds in my mind, and then of course it magically comes to life. I was in the first effort of that second block and just didn't have it. I mean, my heart rate was okay, the numbers are okay, but I just feel so hot and it's uncomfortable, and I know, you should just push through it and all that. I rate perceived exertion through the roof, and I was just never going to finish that. I think I need to really respect the fact that I don't perform well in the heat and just really adjust my training when it is super hot. And yes, that's not optimal, but what's also not optimal is me starting a session and 35 minutes in stopping, because it just ruins me mentally, never mind physically. Looking outside, it's still dry, so I could have gone outside and potentially done a session, or got a couple of hours in and thought let's go and get changed now, get a bike out and go out again. Like I don't want to. So just going to call it there. 1 or 2 bad days does not ruin a training block, as much as it might feel like that, and it does feel like that to me now. I know that's not the case, so I'm going to chalk today up as a suboptimal day and make some plans for the rest of the week that are going to be more achievable in the heat. Wednesday lunchtime, I'm trying to pull myself out of a little bit of a mental hole, to be honest. Sessions like last night, when I don't do something, it really knocks me back mentally, but got for a run this lunch, just nice and steady. The hardest part about it was getting out the door, as per normal. And yeah, done and dusted. Heading out on the bike with Liz tonight, just for a steady spin, so that should be good for the morale as well. And then resume some sort of, inverted commas, proper training tomorrow, I guess. We'll see. You're so good at reverse parking.
I know, aren't I?
Just checking the temperature in the shade on my Garmin. 21 degrees Celsius. And Liz has opted for a gilet and arm warmers.
So cold. This wind's freezing.
Give it
I'm used to 30 degrees.
Give it 5 minutes, you'll be saying you were red hot. Go on then, we'll go for this bike ride or what? Oh yeah, I thought I would. So anyway, now Liz has finally finished parking. Evening ride time. Heading out on the gravel bikes tonight. Liz, what are we doing? Where are we going?
Making it up as we go along.
Yeah, basically, the story of our lives.
Styling on the local gravel trails.
Yeah. But today is a very special day, Liz, isn't it?
Yeah.
What day is it? Oh, not my birthday.
It's not just any,
Or new bike day.
it's not just any normal ride.
Oh, it's not.
Anniversary gravel ride.
Gravel ride, yeah.
16-year anniversary.
Oh, what?
How does that feel?
Liz, that's a long time.
That's nearly half our lives.
Blimey.
This 1 year.
Yeah. I mean, you're a couple of years older than me, so.
No, I'm not. You're older than me.
You cougar! I know, I'm 3 months older than you.
Yeah.
Liz, I know this is going to be hard to decide on the spot, but what would you say are the top 10 favourite things about me?
Oh, there won't be enough time
No,
to say them all.
Of course there wouldn't, anyway. So yeah, tonight, I mean, as much as I'm doing this Ironman UK training block, train like a madman, panic train, all of that, you can't just dismiss things like this, can you? Because you need to go training. So yeah, it's fallen at the right time, and just got a nice spin out, aren't we?
Yeah.
Then instead of taking Liz out for a cinema date or something, we're going to watch Tour de France Unchained when we get back,
Yeah.
aren't we?
We're going to have chicken fajitas
Oh.
for tea with tortilla crust.
Yeah, it's tortilla, not tortilla, but you know.
And then watch Tour de France and chicken.
Yeah, we are living the dream, aren't we?
Why?
Okay, anyway, let's get this spin done. Liz wants to know if it's normal for her legs to be screaming in the first mile of a bike ride.
Literally as soon as I got on.
When's the last exercise you did?
They're normally on Sunday, wasn't it, with you?
Oh yeah. Well, obviously, oh quick, get it right. Thank you, you're right. Liz, you're doing my credibility locally absolutely no good. We've got absolutely smoked there. Anyway, back to what we were saying. Well, you're obviously still recovering. Riding with me is no easy feat, you know.
You
know.
running?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. You've obviously struggled since then. I really put you in the hurt locker, so, you know,
Yeah, it's weird. Like,
to be expected.
they normally warm up, but to be like this when I first get on, it's just probably signs that I'm not stretched and ready to go.
Oh, should have done 20 minutes of Pilates before it started.
Yeah.
She's lucky it's our anniversary, because if it wasn't, I'd be dropping her and leaving her right now. How many minutes into tonight's ride are we?
14.
You should have listened to Lee Tunnicliffe. Be bold, start cold. Oh, luckily you've got somebody with you who's got pockets. That's where you get punted off your bike by a sheep, isn't it? You're going, it's okay. Whack. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Whoa. That's gnarly. Well, this anniversary ride was going really well, really nice, but we just came across another cyclist and it says, oh, that's Ryan so-and-so. What? Who have you been fraternising with on these gravel rides when I'm not around? His name popped up on your Wahoo, did it? What do you do? Put on that you're single in it? Identifies riders in your local area?
Yeah.
Well.
Then I check them out.
Well, I never. Okay, ride done and dusted, Liz. Enjoy that?
Yep.
Good fun?
Enjoyed it.
Best anniversary ever? Yes.
It's alright.
Good value, I know that. Right, tea time, Wednesday done and dusted. That was good for the mind, body and soul, wasn't it? Oh, it's Thursday evening already. This week is absolutely flying by. It's not flying by with loads of training. I didn't get a lunchtime run in today and I'd hoped to do so. Just too busy at work to fit it in, and unfortunately that pays the mortgage, not running, so I need to do that when the times are needed. Anyway, this evening I'm heading out for a ride on this. This is my Elves de Manière, because I'm hoping to ride it at Outlaw on Sunday, and I can't turn up there expecting to ride it for 56 miles if I haven't ridden it for any miles. So I've driven out about 45 minutes from home to find I've got a flat section of road, a mile out and back, just to ride that a few times, just to try and get used to it and check everything works fine. And then I'm swimming later on tonight, so I'm sure everything will be fine with the bike. It's more me getting used to it than actually checking for any faults. Rich Steele's at Detail Bike Tech built it, so there's no concerns about him falling to bits because I've not built it, basically. Anyway, let's go. Okay, ride done and dusted. I'll leave the stats on screen. 45 minutes, did some surges. If I'm honest, I'm finding it difficult to enjoy rides like tonight. I've had to drive out, listen to me, privileged white boy moans about riding new bike in paradise. I mean, the thing is, I have to drive out here to do the ride. I've then ridden up and down the same road like 5 times. I've tried to go up a couple of hills and it's just been way too steep for the gearing and for me. Stopped to tweak the front brake because I swapped wheels since it was built, so it's not quite running quite right, but it is now. Put my saddle up a little bit. Like, I don't enjoy stopping and fiddling. I just want to ride my bike. I know that that's time well spent now, so hopefully I won't have to touch it ever again, or definitely not on Sunday. But yeah, it just sort of saps the fun out of riding your bike, doesn't it, when you have to stop and fiddle with that, fiddle with this. Have I scuffed that already? Yeah, there we go, that's the first scuff then. What have I done there? Oh, God knows. Anyway, the bike itself, okay, fine. I mean, I've not really done enough miles to really draw a conclusion, but it was all right. Comfort-wise, I can definitely tell the difference with having no seat post. Having ridden these exact same wheels and tyres, same pressures on my Speedmax, it does feel comfier. Whether it would be the same on like really rough roads or not, I don't know, and I think maybe it's placebo because I'm trying to find those things and feel them, but you know, who knows. I'll ride it Sunday and see if I can draw some more conclusions from there. I should have been going to the pool earlier tonight to get some extra mileage in before swim session, but I've not got time to do that. I was just going to get there and get the session done again. Feel like I'm just selling myself short. And then tomorrow lunchtime, I haven't got time to train, so I've got to go and get a haircut. But you know, I think this might be a blessing in disguise. A bit of an easy week this week. Events at the weekend. Another 2 weeks after this week to really kick on, so maybe it is. I'm hoping it is, because I can't really do any other. This saddle, however, really like it. I think I'm definitely going to stick with that now. I'm going to sack off the Pro Aero Fuel and stick with the Pro Stealth. I've got 2 widths. This one I think is the narrow one, and these are about half the price of the Pro Stealth, so win-win. Anyway, let's get swimming. I've just noticed as well, I thought something was rattling. I had to take the top cap off and redo the ETAP wires for, I've broken another button, I've only got down to 2 now. I've lost I'm not putting that little screw on the other side, so it's just like... Good luck trying to find those screws in the house somewhere, Daniel. We'll see. All right, swim done and dusted. I'll leave the stats on screen. Swim coach Ash, good evening.
Good evening, Dan.
I've been a right miserable git on this video the last couple of days, I think. Just been whinging about.
I've not noticed, Dan.
Oh, it's not gone out yet. It's next week.
Oh, right.
Yeah. No different to normal prats. What I'm looking for from you, Ash, is some positivity.
Positivity?
How much of a gap am I going to have on Leeds Honeycliff out of the water at the 2 races this weekend, based on what you've seen tonight?
To be honest,
Not a lot.
not much.
No.
Lee has improved
Yeah.
no end.
Yeah. Did you hear what I was doing though? I was trying to talk him into if it's wetsuit optional, swimming non-wetsuit.
If it's warm enough, it will.
That's what I was saying to him. Over 750 metres, it might be touch and go, but he wasn't having any of it.
That was my shorts with him.
Yeah, I know. That was my only opportunity. I was definitely going to wear a
He
wetsuit
can't
anyway.
leave home without his floaty shorts.
This is the only session of the week where he's wearing his floaty shorts now. So he says. I've not seen otherwise, so yeah. But Ash, thank you very much for running the session tonight.
No, it's a pleasure, as always.
What did we do? We started off some short and sharp stuff.
We did some short after a warm-up. Always gets your heart rate up nice and early. Race practice and things like that. Head-up sightings. We did things like that. And then we've done changing speed up. Practicing jumping on people's feet. When they come past you in open water swimming, you've got to get on people's feet if they come past you, up the pace and do that practice, and things like that. Then we've done some open water starts and sprints, and
We did a bit of everything, didn't we?
we've done a bit of everything to get people ready for the open water.
Yeah, and those skills genuinely do make a difference. Like when somebody comes past you, sometimes you need to just lift it a little bit, get on their feet, and then you're faster for the same effort.
That's
so
it,
it's
yeah.
worthwhile practicing them in the pool when you can. Thanks for running the session.
Pleasure.
See you next week. Okay, so it's Friday evening. I haven't done any training today, so a complete rest day. Just been busy packing and work and life and stuff. We've just arrived at our accommodation for the Outlaw Half Holcombe weekend, but Lee is not. I mean, you're not impressed, are you?
It's not what I read in the description, let's put it that way.
So glad you didn't bring a cat because you can't swing it in here.
So for context, staying here is Liz and I, Lee and Ruth and Chris. And well, I mean, is this the sleeping arrangement? Yeah. Lee, you're gonna.
Really good friends.
We're going to get to know each other very well this weekend.
And Chris is going to be sleeping with 7 bikes.
Got it. Are you going to give us a tour?
Yeah,
Tour
sure.
complete.
Yeah.
We've,
So we've got the living area that's going to be furnished with 7 bikes soon. It's actually a spacious bathroom.
Oh,
to be
very
fair.
nice. Yeah, that's going
It's actually
to
all
take
right.
some hammer this weekend.
There's children's beds in there.
No way. Oh my god. What do you mean can Daniel fit through that door?
I mean, to be fair, this is not bad actually.
Okay.
It's sort of okay, isn't it?
And you and Ruth
The
are in
master bedroom.
You and Ruth in that phase where you still like being close to each other. Me and Liz and I made up some space.
I don't think you'll get in one of them kids' beds though. You should try it.
I'm gonna have to have my feet hanging.
Can you try the one over there where
Lee messaged to say, I don't know if Dan's going to fit in this bed. And I was a bit like, well, which way does he mean? Lengthways or which ways?
do your feet touch the wardrobe?
Yeah.
It's literally the exact length of that.
Not to dangle my feet.
Oh, that is brilliant.
But anyway,
dear
we're looking
me.
forward to a good weekend
Yeah,
now, we
absolutely,
mate.
yeah.
Oh. You know when you book accommodation filtered by price low to high? Chris, did you not bring your own bed in?
Well, we've all been missold here, haven't we?
Did you bring your own bed?
It feels like
I've been bragging about how good this accommodation was for weeks.
By the way, we've got a load of sausages and burgers in there, and there's no barbecue.
We've literally looked on all the decking and ours are the only without a barbecue.
I've been great. Lee, I've been inviting people.
To our fancy lodge.
Liz were fuming driving into that. I bet it's not even got a balcony. I bet it's not even got a balcony. Calm down.
I've already looked at all the things that it's not got. There's no wine cooler. There's no button back Chesterfield sofa. Wraparound decking. None of it.
So
Is there Wi-Fi?
Yes.
Thank God for that. Yeah.
We haven't tried to see if it works though.
Oh my goodness. This is just cozy, isn't it? It's red hot in here
It's
as
really,
well.
I've opened the door
You'll
and
be
left it open,
sweating.
like, honestly.
Oh dear. Well, what can you do?
It all looks nicely done up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure the 7 bikes will add to the aesthetic.
On the way here, Liz was like, "Oh, and he's put a crying emoji."
I said it must be bad. He's put a crying emoji.
I said no, it's quite emotional. So.
We turned happy.
So this is a bit of a training weekend, but also just taking the events as seriously as I can. So I'm doing the gravel sprint tomorrow morning, which is a sprint distance triathlon off-road, so it takes a bit longer. Then the middle distance triathlon on the Sunday, so, you know, half an Ironman or whatever. So a good training weekend, but also I love doing this event. Norfolk is a lovely part of the country. Weather looks good tomorrow, but not so good Sunday. And I do like to build in events into my sort of training blocks because it helps with motivation. In reality, this week, it's been a bit of a negative effect from, you know, missed training and just stress of trying to get, you know, sorted for everything. But I think things like this, we're going to have a great weekend together, aren't we? It's going to be full of laughter and so on. I hope, not tears. Whereas if I'm just at home, just training, it's just a bit monotonous and a bit like, you know, what's the actual bigger picture target here? Sure, I might be a bit fitter if I'm doing that, but, you know, life gains and stuff. So anyway, we're going to get unpacked and get ready for tomorrow because it is just gone 9 o'clock at night and it starts in 12 hours. So let's get sorted. Okay, event weekend day 1. I had a blast of a time at a gravel sprint. Liz would talk about it, but she needs to go and drop off King Kong's finger in the Portaloo, so see you later.
I'm going for a wee.
Okay, anyway, real good fun at the gravel sprint. Lee did just beat me, but I've performed well for me. I'm really happy with that. It's going to be a lot of morale. I've gone far harder than I'd hoped to, but you know, whatever, such is life. We're going to go and attend the presentation now, which is not normally something I'm required to attend, but I think I finished 3rd overall and 1st in my age group, which is bizarre, but you know, I'll take it. Hopefully I get a block of wood. Chris, have you had a good morning?
I have, yeah. Other than not being able to put my drone up, I've had a good morning.
Oh dear, not happy about that, are you?
No.
And I'll make sure that...
I mean, you've just lost out on race footage, that's all it is.
Yeah, I'll make sure I mention it to you. Oh, the montage is cool, but I would have liked some drone footage. Anyway, bike and car, go presentation, see you later, bye. So it's day 2 of the Holcomb weekend. If I'm honest, I am not feeling that great. Stomach cramps in the night, bad stomach pain this morning. I'm not that ill, it's just like crippling. So I don't actually know if I'm going to be starting. I'm just going to walk around for a bit and see if it eases off and hope it does. But I'm going to get fully set up in transition as if we are. So I need the training day and I want to do the event. But, you know, what can you do? Best laid plans. I'd rather be today than at another event perhaps, but what can you do? Anyway, the buzz is building, so I'm going to get set up. So really not a good day to round off, really not a good week. I'm trying not to get too down about it, but I haven't finished today's race. I did the swim and my stomach was just in knots, so just cramping throughout. Every time my heart rate went up, I was like, I had a gel before the start. I'd only had a really small breakfast. I was just setting myself up for a bad day out. Coming into transition, I knew I wasn't going out on the bike. I went to the Portaloo and thought, well, if I feel better after that, then I'll give it a go, and I just didn't. And you know, the thought of getting on a time trial bike, getting in time trial position and riding easy, I just didn't have it. And going out on a 1 loop 56 mile bike course, like, it can go very wrong, and I don't want to become somebody else's problem or, you know, a burden on other people when I've got a decision to make. So just called it there. I swam 36 minutes, which, considering how I was feeling swimming, I'm actually really happy with that. I'm loving my new wetsuit, actually, really thin on the upper body, and I think that's a massive gain, to be honest, in terms of how it feels. So what am I doing now? Well, just walking around. Liz and Chris are out on the bike course, of course, waiting to see me. I'm sipping on some Lucozade Sport, hoping this calms my stomach down a bit. I'm just walking around. So ChatGPT says that helps with this. I've not got food poisoning, because I'd be really ill if I did. It feels more like a bloating, inflammation, indigestion sort of thing, but I'd rather it be today than another day, but I'd also rather it not been today, so I could do the event. But, you know, first world problems, and I'm lucky enough to, you know, have all the opportunities to do the other events this year. So just chalking up this week as a bit of a subpar week, but it's all part of the journey, isn't it? And, you know, a subpar week I've still done some good training this week, so I'm going to try and not get too upset about it. But anyway, that's the end of episode 3 of the road to Ironman UK. I've got 2 more weeks of training-ish, maybe 1.5, 2 more videos at least, of 2 more big-ish weeks of training. So I'm going to give it all I've got and do what I can, and that's all we can do, isn't it? So I hope you're training well. I hope you look forward to the event. I certainly can't wait to get there, and I've had a great time this weekend at Holcombe.